A growing rift in the Democratic Party over the U.S. government's unconditional support of Israel. The escalating violence between the Israeli military and Hamas is proving a big foreign policy challenge for the Biden administration. While diplomatic outreach has been ongoing, the administration has been walking a tightrope, offering support for Israel while acknowledging Palestinian hardships.
Israel has a right to defend itself from these rocket attacks. But we are deeply concerned with the loss of life among civilians, especially among children. Palestinians have a right to live in security and to live in peace, just as Israelis do.
But recent polling among Democrats shows growing skepticism about Israeli policies. A Gallup poll in March found that for the first time, a majority of Democrats now want to see the U.S. government apply more pressure on Israel to resolve the conflict with Palestinians, 53% compared to 43% in 2018. And a new crop of younger Democrats in Congress is taking up the charge.
We must condition aid to Israel on compliance with international human rights and end the apartheid. We must, with no hesitation, demand that our country recognize the unconditional support of Israel has enabled the erasure of Palestinian life and the denial of the rights of millions of refugees.
Let me be clear. Every single death in this conflict is a tragedy. Every rocket and bomb that targets civilians is a war crime. And instead of condemning blatant crimes against humanity and human rights abuses, many members of Congress have instead fallen back on a blanketed statement defending Israel's airstrikes against civilians under the guise of self-defense.
While the U.S. government has restarted financial aid to the Palestinians, it has yet to reopen the U.S. consulate in Jerusalem, a key campaign promise. Nor has Biden yet appointed an ambassador to Israel.
At least